Houston State University student under fire for her remarks on social media about a slain deputy has been arrested on an unrelated warrant.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office confirms that Monica Foy, this woman right here, was arrested Tuesday night at her home for an assault warrant in Harris County. Foy has received national attention after posting a quite controversial message on her Twitter page this past week.
Now here's what she said, and I'm quoting here, and this is what was on her Twitter account. "I can't believe so many people care about a dead cop and no one has thought to ask why he deserved it. He had creepy perv eyes." And it's assumed that she was referring to a Harris County deputy who was gunned down at a gas station near Houston last weekend.
Foy was identified online as a student at Sam Houston State University. The school jumped in quickly, very quick to distance itself from the controversy. They posted on their own Facebook page, "The individual opinion of a student does not reflect the beliefs of Sam Houston State University or its 20,000 other students. We mourn the loss of any officer and in no way condone the recent and senseless violence that has occurred in Texas and across the United States against those who have sworn to protect us. SHSU has a strong student code of conduct. The students' remarks will be evaluated to determine if the code was violated following standardized due process."
This is one that went like wildfire.
It
We
did.
first heard about it yesterday. Since then, she has taken down her Twitter and her Facebook accounts. This is a classic example of, yes, we have First Amendment right to say whatever we want. We can get online. We can post whatever we want for the most part. But
it doesn't mean
you have consequences.
Yeah, that public shame will happen when you come out and say something like this anytime, but especially in the recent climate, and especially about an incident that has happened so close to home for us and for those at Sam Houston State. Of course, there's going to be a public outcry. So I will be interested to see if the university, a public university, takes any action, because maybe you could cry First Amendment there, but certainly that public shame that she's experiencing now, that's perfectly legal.
I love the
and
irony in all
perfectly
this.
expected.
She's allegedly mouthing off on social media
Right.
about this deputy who lost his life in the line of duty, and she's got an arrest warrant out of Houston for an assault charge.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
I'll leave it
That's
there.
We'll leave it with irony. I'm supposed to read this, guys. I
This is
just
great right here.
can't. Some awesome sauce new words and phrases are being added to the Oxford English Dictionary this year. Oh, it
Awesome sauce.
It felt bad coming out.
Words that have become commonplace in today's society, like awesome sauce, which means extremely good or excellent, will now forever be a part of the English language.
Yeah, so according to the Oxford University Press, the added words are said to represent newer terms, which are judged most significant, likely to stand the test of time. And you remember that the Oxford English Dictionary does this every year. We
They
talk
do.
about this every year.
So the first word you see there, rando, that's one of the new words. It's a person that does not know or one who is regarded as odd or suspicious. I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
No, not
Okay,
rando.
but this next one,
I've heard of this,
okay.
okay. That's a way of saying okay.
Okay, a non-standard spelling. Here's a good one. Hangry, bad-tempered or irritable as a result of hunger. I can
I've
maybe
said that one.
I can get it behind that
I
one.
think I've screamed that one
That's
before. I'm hangry.
I've certainly felt it every day around 11:30
Yeah, you
a.m. Even beer o'clock and wine o'clock, terms referring to the appropriate time to start drinking. And here I thought that was a personal choice, but apparently there are words.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, my friends. Other words that the Oxford Dictionary has included: MacGyvering, holodeck, cupcakery, melty onboarding, and cat cafe.
Cat cafe. I know a few
These
people who would
words?
love a cat cafe, myself included, but I don't know if it needs to be. I read a joke, and I can't take credit for it. I saw it on Twitter, but what I saw was, whose keg party is the Oxford English Dictionary trying to get invited
I agree.
to?
I think this is the dictionary's way of trying to become stay relevant.
Yeah. Which I get, new words happen. Shakespeare did it. Everybody did it.
I don't know about
This
some
happens
of
every
these,
year,
though.
but some of these,
cafe.
a little much.
All right. Moving on. Binge watching TV shows. Do you do this? Binge
Oh,
watch?
I do this.
When you sit in front of Netflix all day and you watch TV shows. Well, apparently they're doing some studies that say doing that, sitting in front of the TV all day long, catching up on TV shows, could be hazardous to your health.
Like, quite hazardous. A new study from the Osaka University in Japan suggests that prolonged television watching can lead to a risk of developing fatal blood clots known as pulmonary embolisms.
It's the immobility of your legs during TV binge watching that can lead to the formation of pulmonary embolisms. It's recommended that TV watchers take a break, stand up, walk around while you're doing this TV watching. I always find it offensive when Netflix pops up and they say, are you still watching this?
Are you still watching?
Like, really?
Yeah.
5 hours later, you're still watching this?
You're still
Get
watching.
up.
And you know what? Here's an easy solution. Get up, walk around. When the Chinese delivery guy gets to the door, you get up and you answer the door.
Order a pizza.
It's a very simple solution.
We are all about health and activity.
Yeah, we are. But hey, it is a real thing, and you probably feel it. When I sit down and watch TV for hours, my body doesn't feel great. But it really can lead to a much greater risk of developing those blood clots.
For me, it's just that taking a weekend to just binge watch TV.
But it feels good.
Mental goodness right there.
It feels good for the soul.
Yeah, it is.
You got to do it sometimes.
I'm with you on that, my friend.
3 more days, and that's where I'm at. Hey, most parents know that eventually their children may begin to experiment with alcohol. Unfortunate truth, but it's there.
A new report. I felt like you were directing that at me. A new report from the American Academy of Pediatrics, which aims to prevent binge drinking in young people, shows what age parents should be talking to their kids about binge drinking, and I'm really surprised with the age that they're recommending here.
Yeah, so they're suggesting that parents should start this conversation with their kids at age 9. Apparently the reason behind starting at such an early age is that kids are now starting to develop impressions about alcohol before they even reach middle school. So I guess this is a way of at least somewhat controlling those impressions that your children develop. Still, 9 years old, that surprised me.
I was worried about He-Man and Legos at the age of 9.
Kids these days, Rusty.
Yeah, I guess. Here's another statistic. As many as 50% of high school students currently drink alcohol, and at least 60% of those students binge drink. Even more shocking is that among 12 to 14-year-olds who drink, approximately half binge drink as well.
12 to 14-year-olds?
That's alarming.
That is. Here's what the conversation that they're saying it's supposed to be about. So the report is urging that parents warn children about the dangers of alcohol abuse and that they use every opportunity available to discuss it. So I guess, you see somebody have a drink in a movie, or you see somebody get sick in a bar bathroom in a movie, and you talk to your kid about it. Maybe an uncomfortable conversation, but according to this study, a very, very important conversation to have.
And it went on to say that what's also taken into consideration is the example that's set by the parents also, that what children will often mirror what their parents do. So if you are binge drinking yourself or doing alcohol every day, chances are they may go to your student. But I don't know. That my parents drank, and I never touched it until I was 21.
Sure.
Honest truth. So there we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
You one of the good ones, Rusty.
I'm one of the good ones.
But yeah, it's true that 80% of those teenagers say that one of the biggest influences is their parents on their drinking. So
all right, take it for what it's
interesting
worth.
stuff.
Hey, we're going to be back. We've got Dr. Sullivan in house for a house call, and then we're going to be doing Treat of the Day and another look at your forecast right after this.
You're watching First News at 4 with Rusty Surratt, Kathleen Whitty, and